bolt is great.
It does more damage than one, which your longsword does. Anyway, hello everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Madness of the Land. Fun with swamp calls, as I've dubbed it today. Because that's what they're going to have, fun with swamp cults. Oh shoot, I made a mistake. I just realized I made a mistake.
Did you
You're not live?
No, I have 2 people being Winter.
Oh no.
No.
You too. Oh, sorry, Tesh. I'm twice as powerful now.
Wait, what? Hang on. Yeah. I just saw.
Doctor will be played by WinterBear today. And so
I know everything there is to know about Nokren. It's fine. I can play him.
I fixed it.
I can play him.
I fixed it. It's
Hey,
fine.
there we go. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's an easy
It's
fix.
fine.
I'm alive, people.
I'm getting better at that.
No, you're not.
Probably not. Anyway,
Not
yes.
worse.
So welcome to Madness of the Land. We're just crazy anyway. So why don't we have everybody introduce their characters just a little briefly, just how they're feeling with how things are going. Nokren, Tesh.
So that thing in chat is accurate, but I'm playing Nokren, the Paladin Dragonborn, who very much hates this place, but at the same time is probably looking forward to smiting some more things, because that was fun.
Grits.
Hi, Rachael. I'm playing Grits. She has had some special encounters and calling upons from the Thane of the Dwarves, only to be returned back to this lovely group who she has no idea why she's doing some things.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Do not mind the fire that is currently behind you, representing everything that's going on.
Nope,
Rufus.
it's fine.
I'm Rufus. I'm a halfling rogue. And I like to practice with sheep.
You do. We've learned that. Tim/Red.
Red smash! Red, get angry. Smash harder!
This is true. This is very true.
Yep.
Red got to kill something.
Yes, he did. And of course, WinterBear/Tim. Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim special.
Yeah. I think chat says it best. Tim is a madman with a mad plan, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we last left off, everybody headed back from the Forest of Fae to town, where Grits separated to help out the Dwarven Thane. They checked in with the Duke, with everyone else in town, and you guys headed off for the swamp. You found a boat that you could a raft, technically, that you could salvage and put together as best you can, and you had an exciting river rafting cruise through the swamp that was pleasant. A pleasant time, and you eventually managed to find some kind of abandoned, what looks to be fishing/swamp-based village. Exploring it, you've only explored a couple of buildings so far, and one you found an undead tabaxi in the basement who tried to kill you guys.
He was a nice person.
He was.
He seemed real swell.
He wanted to
He
tear your
seemed
flesh
legit.
from your skin and wear it as some kind of hat.
I relate.
I don't make a nice hat.
No, you
already
seem more like
talked
a
about-
vest.
Yeah, you're kind of
You know?
a vest.
We've already talked about Nokren not wanting to be hat,
Mm-hmm.
so it's the second time
He
now.
would have
Okay,
sung
you
a
can
song
be a
about
nice
seeing
pair of
his
trousers.
vest made of real halfling chest.
It might be a bit small, a halfling chest.
It has to remain open at all times. It's not a vest you can close. It's a vest
No.
that only goes to right over the nipples.
It's like, yes.
See this sweater, there's nothing better than real half-elf Casper.
Don't worry, Nokren. We'll just make you do a nice pair of trousers.
Anyway, so, Grits had her own adventures, which resulted in the deaths of people accompanying her, but she's managed to find her way to this village. with everyone dying horribly, without like any quick attempts to save them. And they're like, oh, don't worry, we know what we're doing. Wah!
Your arm's off.
Basically,
bye.
Basically, you know, like horror movie fashion.
Picked off one at a time.
Uh-huh. But you're standing now at these, like, creepy mist-covered docks, where you're kind of like... I'll say you had, like, a canoe that everybody was in, like a long canoe, is now... It's pretty bad shape, but it's made your way, and it's now next to this kind of fixed-up raft, which you're pretty sure has been very recently fixed up, so these are either your friends, or you found people that are alive that may or may not murder you.
Well, hello there. Stay a while and listen.
So,
Get out of my swamp!
Fritz, what would you do? You're standing at these docks. The docks actually move up onto the land where it becomes almost a wooden walkway above the ground because it's kind of like wet, kind of muddy swamp island. There's a number of huts that are here. One that is quite close by to where you're at, a very large one in the back, and you can kind of see that if you would head straight forward, you pass by one kind of open hut, and then you head to that big, like, giant 2-story hut, or there's a pathway that leads off to your right that leads to all the other huts of whatever village this is.
If we go by the same sleeping order last time, I think it would be Red and Tim awake
Yep.
in the morning. Yep.
Which
I
is
would like
why...
to get back in my boat and leave. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like this.
There's probably, like,
Tim
you
is
know, like,
probably
there's
out
probably still this kind of red
walking.
spot in the water where that last guy who just ate by, like, a crab just went under, you know? Or probably,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
like a couple of gigantic man-sized crabs kind of grabbed him.
So I guess I would look and see if I see, first of all, my friends or
And
any kind of
What you will
footprints.
see is you will see Tim standing in front of a hut in just his trousers, just staring out at the water early morning like an old man, just hands on his hips, just admiring his new waterfront property.
Do you yell at me to get off your lawn?
No, just,
No.
oh hey!
Tim, you notice Venus,
Just
looks like she's
standing
aged
there.
years without you for some reason. It's been like a couple of days, but she just like has this look of like
Tired.
she's been through some crap.
Seen some
Red.
shit, man.
Red's off to the side, just like staring at a little stream that is through the marsh with a spear waiting.
It's like, yeah, so I'd, start heading towards them, and just kind of wave. I finally found you. I guess Rachael is still resting.
Yes, that would be probably a safe assumption. Those two do sleep like logs.
I mean, they're not logs.
Some days I don't really know.
Get it. So my, I'll turn around and point to where there may have been some people at one time. My escort didn't quite make it, but
Delightful.
how did your evening go?
Well, well, your escort may come back to life in this village because there are undead here.
Love me some undead.
Oh, it's good fun.
Their
This
bones
one
crack
was.
nice when you punch 'em.
I wouldn't know. I shot one with lightning, though. That was fun. Yes.
Red.
At this
Hey,
point,
Red.
hearing commotion, Nokren's gonna slowly wake up and like, oh hi,
Morning
I hate this
sunshine.
place.
This
Rufus is still
particular place
unconscious
more than
and
anywhere
zero.
else.
Since you
Full
were,
place.
what did you do with the bodies that were in here?
Oh.
What were
Hold-
they in the
hold on.
basement? Like,
No.
These
no.
skeletons?
The two there was a pair of skeletons in the house that was the nice
Yeah,
house you were
that's
staying
fine.
in, of apparently like an adult and a child.
If you remember,
Oh,
the
that's
hanging,
right, yeah.
the hanging skeletons I took down and I smashed the satanic
that was
altar.
in the basement.
That was
That
in
was
the
the
basement.
basement.
This
These
was
were
in the
upstairs.
basement.
These
This
were
was
upstairs.
this was the those are dead bodies.
Yeah.
Ashtrays.
Yeah. So, I think Tim would have suggested, politely, that we move them outside and
Yeah,
perhaps
no.
bury them if we have time, and if not, do it in the morning.
I mean, we
So
probably
so
would
there's
have had
like
time
a
because we
couple
stopped
of
for a
like
while.
bodies, then like I guess that's actually technically more a pile of bones because they're very old and don't really stick together now, kind of sitting around there. One that looks a little bit like a... I mean, I guess none of you really have, like, a biology of humanoid things, but you're probably guessing it was an adult tabaxi and a child tabaxi.
I mean, if it was a sheep, we'd have someone who'd know instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to give it to you that the two of you guessed that the adult was a female, so you're guessing mother and child. And Nokren, you would have noticed that it looks as if they had, like, broken bones in their necks.
Was it a male that we fought?
Monsters.
Yes. It was a male that you fought downstairs.
Okay.
And we did find all those heads that were still alive downstairs.
It's true.
But
Wait, yeah.
still alive.
Well, okay,
You mean
dead
wriggling.
but moving.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they found a nice journal that mentioned something about a horrible death cult in this town.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
love
oh
death
no.
cults.
Mm-hmm.
We had our
And
full rest, right?
yeah, you got your full rest.
Is Tantus frozen for anyone else?
Yeah, no, he's
Am I
a
frozen?
spinning
Yes.
wheel right now. Yep.
Great, then Skype's something wrong with mine.
I just,
Decide.
yeah.
Skype,
Yeah,
something's
just
wrong
leave.
with mine.
I could do that, but then turn it back on. Because if I turn it off and off, it'll like it'll have to make me readjust all you guys a little bit.
Hey!
But
There we go.
we'll see how long this lasts.
All
On
right.
a
Yay.
side note,
You're
did
no
I catch a
longer
fish
sitting
with
here.
a 17?
Sure. It's this kind
It's
of
an ugly
it's this horrible kind of it's kind of like a slick, toothy looking fish about 1.5 feet long. It's kind of got these kind of biting jaws. It was actually a pretty hard fight to catch it, so it seems like it'd be a difficult fish to catch.
Oh,
So
I
the
was
mate of
stabbing
the
with
one
the
that we
spear.
had earlier.
Oh yeah, we did kind of just butcher a fish and chuck it in the water earlier.
We did chum the waters earlier to see if there was sharks in the underground area.
Instead, there was a zombie.
Is it saltwater? Wait, did I miss something? Is it saltwater?
Well,
there's fresh
Did
water
you do the
sharks.
shark test?
The river has sharks in it, and it's freshwater.
Yeah, it was.
So they were
Yeah,
worried
no.
about the swamp.
I
might
had
have
the same
same.
reaction.
I live
I
in
had the same
Florida. This
reaction.
does not make any sense.
There are sharks that can breathe it.
So there's alligators in the saltwater, is what you're saying.
But you
Potentially.
haven't encountered saltwater really yet. But there's crocodilians in here.
There are freshwater sharks. Joe's right.
Yeah.
There are freshwater sharks. They're
More
just
than
more rare.
More than just
Yeah.
a bull shark. There
Yeah.
are actually a whole bunch of species down in Australia.
Okay.
Well, everything's
Australia.
deadly in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if they're deadly. They're rare, the freshwater sharks down in that area. Except for the bull shark, who's the jerk. Anyway.
Shark.
If it's from Australia, it's
This is
deadly.
irrelevant.
I know.
Completely.
Completely. But it's education.
Yeah.
This is true.
Uh-huh. So, what are you folks doing? Right now you are...
Tim is standing there,
If we're
airing
gonna
himself
do-
out at the moment.
Oh, we had a long rest, didn't we? Okay,
You had a long
rest.
There are a number of buildings still to check out. You saw the building that was like right in front
We're
of
in the
this one.
ground.
I'm
which
gonna
was-
start ritually casting this.
Okay.
Detect-
All right. The
Red
buil-
is-
there's the building burned down that was right next to the one that you stayed in. There seems to be a building behind the one that you stayed in that doesn't have a pathway leading to it. You could probably, well, the thing is, like, it'd just be kind of like a muddy, dirty walk to get to it, so it's not like a terrible thing. You can get to it, but there's no wooden pathway leading to it. There are three other buildings that are kind of in this area of walkways, and then a kind of hut, slightly kind of on stilts over the water a little bit, and then the two-story hut.
Let's get dirty.
Yeah, I said we go check out the one that doesn't have a path to it.
Okay.
Oh,
That
I'm
is
sorry.
true.
I'm currently
Yes.
getting the ritual ready.
Yeah.
Red is trying to scare anyone he can with the fish he caught. Just like
Yeah,
suddenly
I just
putting
said
it in their face.
Nokren's like doing his ritual.
Yeah, there's like he's got this horrible toothy fish. You probably still have it on your spear, but it's still biting.
If you do that to Tim, Tim is gonna just look at it and fascinating.
It's,
And
like, it's
just
just like chewing with this like really toothy mouth. You know.
She's just gonna be like,
nope.
just no.
I'm just gonna pull out my rapier and poke it right through the eye.
Oh.
Make an attack roll, sir. I don't know. I don't think you need to. I just think it would be hilarious if you missed.
Crit fail. You actually
No,
stab.
You stab it like, well, you probably just stab at it and manage to get another stab into it. So now it's like double pierced. It's still biting, but you got like it's like skewered now in two directions.
Shake it off the spear, leave it on his rapier, kind of grumpy now.
I'm gonna fling it off my rapier out the door.
Whee!
It kind of just lands, kind of a plop, plop, plop on the wooden walk
Tim's
outside.
still standing out there like this, and he just sees it.
It's no longer flopping because it's really like horribly impaled in places, but it's still like biting for a while, slowly beginning to slow down.
That's not
it
edible?
It fights for like another like probably.
I mean,
minute
it
or
probably
two,
was.
and then finally
Might
it's,
not
like,
be
stops.
anymore.
I mean, I'm a big fan of eating. I don't know about you guys.
I'll pass on creepy fish.
Well,
Creepy
I'm
fish
doing
is still
my-
food.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, yeah, I
it
can
just
provide
looks like a
everyone
very
food.
nasty-looking predator.
We have rations.
No, we don't need rations. I am a wanderer. I can just provide everyone food. I go fishing.
Well,
We're
More
always gonna
creepy
catch
fish.
these things, and no one
Yeah.
wants to eat it, is the
Well,
thing.
I mean,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I'll
Chris
eat it.
wants to.
I'll eat it.
Chris
Absolutely.
doesn't care.
I'll eat it, yeah.
Okay, so it's only Joe. Alright.
Yeah.
He needs to eat a ration. The
Rufus.
rest of us will eat it.
It's a fine fish if you eat it. You can cook it up. It's actually kind of tasty. So it's
It's like a white fish. It's got
Yeah.
really good with a
Do we
little
need-
bit of dill.
Yeah.
We have two wanderers. We
Okay.
can feed.
And I go back to ritual casting.
Well, while you're doing that, while you're looking for
You put on
magic,
pants.
can I do? Well, pants are on. It's the shirt that's off. I'm gonna get dressed, but then can I look around and just do a general Arcana check around the area, just checking for magic as well, just to like see if I can direct Nokren to see where he needs to do his detect magic stuff.
Sure. Kind
Ooh,
of take a
not-
look around. The thing
It
is,
was almost a 20.
It was.
like, you get a good sight right now because like the kind of mist that kind of surrounds the area occasionally is kind of cut through at this moment at least. It kind like during your rest, it kind of like wandered in for a little bit, like the fog that rolls across this kind of like little lake area that you're almost at the center of, and then it rolled back again.
I
You can
want to
see
do a. Sorry.
that the building that's above the water seems to have like a lot of like plants or stuff hanging down at what would be like the front porch area. So you're guessing that might be either a medicine person or a shaman might have been there.
So, more what I did was I used logic rather than the Arcana check, but I'm making it sound like I used an Arcana check.
It's still intelligent based, and your
Yeah.
knowledge of people that might have magic would be kind of what I'm taking into this. It's like,
Okay.
that person
All right.
might have had some spellcasting abilities.
In other words, you gave it to me anyways. I appreciate that.
I want to
I
try a
would-
survival check to see if there's any tracks in the mud that we're in the path we're gonna go.
Sure.
Good call.
Before we're taking off, Gertz will pull out tiny notebook and sort of sketch out the area and stuff,
Yeah.
making some notes.
The island is
Mapping.
not huge, I would say.
No.
You know, the people here kind of filled it up pretty well. There are no extra tracks. I mean, you can see signs of probably small animals that are living around here, but nothing large at least. And this island at least seems to have a little bit of a cliff to it, so it's definitely something that would probably keep something like crocodilians from getting on here.
What?
It makes it a little safer. But
I
if
just
there's-
realized. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, but if it's something a little larger that has a little better climbing skill, no.
Dragons.
Yeah.
There
I
be
just
dragons.
realized that we didn't really have a plan to get out of here till Gritz got here. I assumed you mapped your way in.
We had a raft.
Uh-huh.
We had
No,
a
no.
raft.
But making the
way out.
direction the way out.
We did really well with our survival checks.
You did
On the
leave
way out.
markings on trees in various places.
Oh, that's
that
right. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I would have
Okay.
mapped the whole way, of course.
I appreciate
I got you covered.
Thank you.
Shows map.
Good, good.
Any tracks?
No, nothing of any significant size.
Joe.
Okay, well, I assume by now my ritual thing's done, and we can
Yeah.
go have a peek.
Okay. If you move around in the mud to the kind of hut behind the one you're in, you can see that it appears to have been boarded off. Maybe a walkway would have been here at one time, but now it is not. It's just kind of like a boarded up building right now.
Ooh.
Pulls up the sword.
Can I just try and rip the stuff off the front? Like, I assume boarded up means you put the
Yeah,
boards in
there's
there.
like there was a door here, a couple of windows, you know, that all have like stuff boarded from the outside. It looks like.
Wait, did you just... No, don't set it on fire! We need that.
It wasn't a good firebolt anyways.
I missed. Don't worry. I just shot it into the wilderness there.
That was nearly a natural one.
Very nearly was a natural one.
I mean, you're taking some time. It
I'm
seems-
gonna pull out my crowbar and start helping.
Okay, then roll a strength check with advantage.
Yeah, that's gonna make
That's
things
really
easier.
good for me.
Do I have one?
Well, who's rolling it?
Well, I
Because
think
are you
you either giving it to Nokren
are you
or
giving giving the crowbar to Nokren, or are you
I'll give it to
using yourself?
Nokren.
That,
Okay,
that
to
seems
Nokren.
like a
You
smarter
can roll
move.
again with advantage your strength
Just
because now
throwing that
you're
out.
pulling on it for a little bit. It's like it's being a little difficult.
That's more like it.
And then you're like oh, clunk clunk
Need some
clunk. Yeah.
leverage.
Bunk, bunk.
You get about like 5 boards to like kind of fall off, and then the door seems to kind of like be able to like it kind of like almost frees itself a little bit. It like kind of cracks open just a second from the last board as you're kind of tearing it off. It's not fully open yet unless you pull it open, but you know now you can see that the door is free.
It's a jar.
Yes.
Hey. So I hand
Oh,
the
it's a
crowbar
door.
back.
Red walks up and
Sorry.
kicks the door in. Just
All right.
Go.
Okay.
The door kind of just closes because it opens out.
Oh.
You did say that.
Thing to do.
Yeah, I said like open.
I'm completely awake.
I know, but I'm sure Red
Alright,
would have
then-
done that. That sounds like Red.
That's
stuff.
great.
In that case, I would have thrown it open.
Okay.
He's not that stupid.
Okay.
I'm
Throw
just
it
not
open.
paying attention at the moment.
And the light from outside now pierces this dark room, and a very horrifying sight is revealed inside. Inside is the corpse of a creature which could have died yesterday, but you're pretty sure it's been here for countless years. Hundreds of chains are hooked to the creature's flesh, extending into the walls of the hut. The floor of the corpse, around the corpse, is stained red, as every last drop of this person would have just spilled out.
Are you saying that it was air, like mummified by air?
No, not even mummified.
That's-
Like it would have died yesterday, like person. But it's just like sitting here with like rusted
that's
chains,
gross.
like piercing into its hundreds of like rusted chains piercing into its skin. And from the looks of it, it probably had all those piercing into it when it was alive.
Can I do an investigation roll to get a little bit of a better idea as to
Sure.
the whole situation? Actually, you know what? Can I do a perception check on that first to make sure there's no booby traps?
Sure.
I mean, does my magic, like detect anything from...
Oh
it.
yeah.
It seems
For a
fine.
second there, you feel something with your detect magic, as if there's some kind. But it's like also it seems like combined with your own senses of the divine, as if it seems somebody's presence just moves past you, looking through there, and then just disappears.
Okay, Nokren's gonna speak up. So, you know that ritual thing I was casting?
Yes.
I detected something, like, come out and move past us from the door, and it went away.
And the thing
Throw
is,
my
you,
sword.
can,
I don't
you
like
can
that.
feel almost like there is a magical aura of preservation almost on the corpse now, like a gentle
Oh,
repose that
okay.
seems to be permanently on it.
I think something was, like, preserving this magically,
Does
that
mean
we
it's no
broke
longer
the seal on.
This
I
is you
will
guys'
note this
domain.
person
I'm just here to
is
stab.
human.
Oh, that's different. Okay. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna get.
I'm
that,
rolling like garbage today.
You don't really see anything bad around the place.
Oh!
Yeah.
He knows sheep.
This guy was definitely alive whenever these things were pierced into him, because they're not like pierced so deep to like kill him, but they would have all just kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And there's hundreds of these kind of like suspending him in the middle of this, so he couldn't have struggled against it because when you pull that one chain, you've got more chains pierced into you. The death would have probably been incredibly long and incredibly terrible.
That Arcana check is specifically for the door.
You do not see any kind of magic or any kind of symbolism that looks like it would have magically been sealed. Necessarily.
Nokren. Red
Yeah?
kind of taps you on the shoulder and eh.
I'm gonna look around for any traps in the area.
Head. Nah. Body.
Oh. Chop off the head.
Hold on one moment. And in Orcish, Tim is going to turn to Red and say, why?
It's spooky. Don't want fight. Deal with now.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Nokren's
he's
gonna
suggesting
turn
that
to
this thing could come back to life and kill us. So, I don't fully agree with desecrating a corpse for anything other than scientific research, but I do think that we should consider what he's saying.
Yeah, Nokren's actually going to turn to Tim when he says that. Those bodies back at the hut had their necks broken, and we found those heads. I think this may have been someone's way of dealing with the undead, is to break the neck and cut off the head in some way, just to make sure it can't get up.
You could be right.
This sounds terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree.
suggest that it's not going anywhere while it's hooked to that many chains.
I would like to make a suggestion. Most things in this world, and well, at least in our world, I don't know about this world because this world's screwy and weird and disgusting, obviously. Fire is a really great solution to a lot of things.
And it is a proper form of burial. And I think I'm
totally on board with that.
I am more in favor of that as well.
Do we not want to check out the place before we burn it down?
I'm not suggesting we burn the whole place down.
It's
I'm suggesting we take the body
suspended
down,
by
place it.
chain.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was suggesting burning the whole building to the ground. Just
Well, he's
Then
suspended
in
by
that case,
chains.
yes,
You
let's
could probably-
investigate first.
I'll stay out at the door.
I do not want to unhook those chains. I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, Rufus, shall we have a look around?
That's what I did. Did I see anything?
What? Well, in the room,
I'd
can
like
I
to-
direct them with detect magic first? Like, is there anything in the room
Other than
giving
the
magic?
but
you don't detect any other magic, just the whatever's preserved the body.
Okay.
can I suggest that if Rufus didn't see anything, I'd like to actually help him look now, so that he might get some kind of advantage in his search.
Alright, I might try an alternate here because I keep freezing.
Nope.
Let me try
Okay.
something.
I was trying not to derail it by just sending you a message, but
Yeah, let me.
it'd been frozen for a while. I was hoping it would unfreeze, and it didn't.
Refresh?
Skype's been pretty bad with me today.
Can Nokren detect magic by ritual casting again while they search, since he didn't find anything now? Just
Wait, doesn't
since I'm
it go
wasting
for
time.
a while?
It goes for 10 minutes, so it'll last a while, but I don't want to
Well, it takes you like 10
lose.
minutes to cast it, but then it stays for, I thought, a while.
It
Like
does.
once you have
Stays
it
for 10
cast.
minutes.
Stays for 10 minutes, but I think we've probably used that 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I'm going to start ritual
I thought it
casting
stayed for like
again,
an hour.
ready for next time.
As
No.
long as you didn't drop it.
It's
Nope,
unfortunately
up
not
to 10
that long.
minutes. Yep.
Um,
So-
Did I
Nokren's
get
gonna
anything
start
with
ritual
14
casting
perception?
again.
If you take a look around the room, it seems like he's the only one in here. It seems like, I mean, you could check a little bit of the body. He was wearing clothes, whatever kind of clothes it was, which are of a style that could be from anywhere. You know, it's a very simple style of clothing.
Can I even reach them?
Yeah.
With a little help. With a little help.
He doesn't seem to have anything like you. If you can kind of get to the pockets, there's nothing in the pockets or anything. It seems like probably whatever was on him was taken off of him before he was put in here.
Can I just say, if Reuben starts reaching up for stuff on the body, the second he starts moving up to body, Nokren should just stop ritual casting and just stare at him. Wait, and when nothing happens, go back to ritual casting. Just like
Dead, Jim.
All right. Well, then in that case, I suggest we move out of this hut, and I agree with Grits. I think we should give the entire building a proper burial and burn it to the ground.
I will note it is very close to the building you just stayed in, so it could possibly catch that one on fire.
I have, I'm not attached to the building. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not attached to any of these buildings.
I did feel a slight sense of ownership, but
I mean, we could burn this place down. As
once we've investigated the entire town, I think that's reasonable. In that case, Nokren or Red, given that it is apparently the custom here, would you mind one of you?
I can do it with my
breaking.
blade, that way we don't have to.
Could you break the neck, or sever the head? Either one.
It would
Grits,
be
why don't
possible to
you
sever the
not
head,
watch?
but it would be difficult because
Breaking
again,
the neck, perhaps.
the chains are into the head too. So I mean,
Oh
you know,
my
like,
god.
yeah.
Can we just close the door
As I
and
said,
move on?
it's there's at least 100 chains suspending this person. in this
I don't
position they're
think
in.
Shane Dead Guy is going anywhere.
But why was he chained?
That's what I'm worried about. That right
Yeah.
there.
That's why I'm saying just burn it to the ground. I mean,
Nokren
I'm
and
not
Red,
trying
can
to.
you pick up the house that we were staying in and move it slightly to the left?
Let's do this. Roll a strength check.
I'm joking. Don't act.
Athletics, actually.
It would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm good at that.
I mean, Red
It's-
will go over and try to start lifting.
Red. It was a joke. It was all right.
Oh, no.
I mean,
And he moves it slightly.
yeah, I mean, you're like you hear some creaking noises, and it seems like it's maybe like slightly leaning to a side now.
Doesn't it have a little bit of a foundation since it had a basement?
It should.
It
That's
does.
why it was a
It
joke.
does, yes.
Yeah. But the wall is just moved in slightly. Like the wall is now not proper.
Yes.
All right.
Now, with the detect magic now refreshed, I would like to go check out the place that he saw, the one with the
The hut
plants
with
and
the
stuff.
flowers and plants.
Yep. All right.
Can we close this door and does it have a
Oh,
lock
yeah.
on it?
No, but it had some nice boards which you could probably like.
Why don't
nail
we
back
hammer in some boards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I'll
quickly,
go
just
ahead
like
and-
2 or 3. Just, so it takes like 5 minutes out of the 10 minutes that detect magic will last.
Well, he could go ahead with some of us. I can go with Nokren if you guys want to peg in a few boards real quick.
Red walks up and with one of his javelins and just sticks it into the crack of the door where it opens as deep as he can.
You know
Oh,
what, Red?
well,
That was actually very smart.
yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
Good job, sir.
Not first time.
Experience.
Okay.
I understand.
So I guess some of you are heading over towards the.
All of us.
Oh, yeah, so you're finishing
now
up.
we all are now.
You can all
Yeah.
head over. All right. So, as I said, like the dock kind of the walkway kind of extends once again to like almost like a little dock leading to this kind of suspended building. You can see like outside there's a number of plants, like remains of plants that are kind of like were in like a couple were hanging down, which you can still see a little bit of remains of them. It looks like some of it's been protected from weather, others not so well. Places with little like plants and stuff. The door itself to this place is closed.
I'm going to look around it.
Sure. I mean, there's like a
Oop.
5 by like 7 foot porch to this thing. It's not a large building, I'm gonna say.
Would you like me to re-roll that since I accidentally did advantage?
Let's see what you roll, if it's gonna show up if I highlight it very well. 21 question mark.
Looks like an 18 and a 6.
Yeah, the first two dice were.
It would have been a 9 or a 21.
The first one was with 18. It looks like. So
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep the 21.
Yay!
We'll keep the first
Yay.
one. That's usually what I do if there's a mistake. I just go with what the first roll would have been.
Yay! 21.
Yeah.
Just in case it wasn't clear as well, I haven't dismissed mage armor yet, but with a long rest, I want to know, does that get rid of the mage armor? Because it says it only gets rid of it if I dismiss it, or...
8 hours goes by. I think 8 hours would have gone by with a long rest.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna recast it then, just so that's...
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yep,
just
fair enough.
so we're clear about that.
Okay.
On
Yeah,
me
I mean, yeah.
as well.
You don't see
Not
much
me?
else outside of here. You see what looks to be like a couple of small cages. Inside one of them, you see what probably is the remains of some kind of animal that, well, no one ever fed.
Oh.
Medicine.
I mean,
Okay.
it's very dead and it's skeletal.
Is that a medicine or a
I
nature?
think it was a sheep.
It's some kind
not
of
much
like
better.
thing the size of a cat that was in here. I mean,
It was a
Tim's
dire-
like, I think it's a possum. Some kind of
Did
possum.
Rufus give me the go-ahead to open the door?
He hasn't said anything. He's just like, look. They're just all staring at this like little creature in a cage. Which the thing is, you guys are like crowded around because I said this is a really small area, so you're all like shoved in together, staring at this thing.
I'm poking it with a stick.
No! Rufus, stop that. Have some respect for the dead.
So is the door clear?
It looks okay, I think. Right?
Yeah, look okay.
Okay.
You don't see anything.
You guys are
And
the
I-
door people. I don't
I
know.
opened.
Okay, the hut seems to be filled with the remains of probably drying plants, various kinds of animal parts, and bones. Various states of preservation. Yep.
Detect magic. Get any blips?
Yes, you will find one thing in here with detect magic. It does look like whoever lived here left in a hurry. It looks like there's like a set of all these kinds of vials, and like some kind of like probably like crude alchemy you would call it. And one of them detects as magical.
Tim? Oh no, who
Ritz.
does alchemy?
Give it to
Me?
Grits.
Potion.
It-
I
Are
don't
you
know
sure
what
it's
it
a
is.
potion? Okay, I will unstop it.
Well, no, I just know it's magical.
Oh, that's not. I'm not magic. I'm not the
Oh,
magic person.
I can.
It
Check
looks like
to
a
see if
magic
it's
potion.
magical
though.
still.
Yeah, it looks like a magic potion is the thing. You know.
I'm the beer
Great.
person. He's the magic person.
I
Okay.
was hoping it was beer. I'll be honest.
Beer is magical,
Okay.
but not that kind of magic.
Street
Uh,
key.
That poor kitty. What did you just do?
I mean, hold on. Identify? Does identify deal with
it's a
potions?
Ritual, yeah, you would identify it. And you can ritual cast it. You can take like.
Yeah,
10
it's for
minutes.
1 minute, right?
Yeah.
Or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, so while we search the rest of the place,
Oh.
he'll do that on
You can find that there's another 3 vials which seem to have some kinds of liquid in them. All seem to be similar liquid and probably still function. You say?
Oh!
Nice.
So Tim, you identify it as a potion of healing. It looks a little
Hey,
different than the ones
hey.
you're used to, but potion of healing.
Smells a little muckier.
Yeah, probably just different techniques used to make it.
I was gonna
Nokren.
try and help you out with that investigation,
Yeah.
but you just crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm gonna give you a couple things
stealing
here.
my luck today.
You're
Okay.
gonna like take a look at the vials and kind of like take a look at some of the materials that seem to be like associated in the area that they seem to have made in, and you deduce that these are some kind of antitoxins. And there seems to be 3
For
vials.
what?
Okay, so how many of these are there?
3 antitoxins. You will also find an old, mostly destroyed journal. It seems to be written in a similar language. You're guessing like a version of Tabaxi to what you had seen before.
Hand that
And,
over.
Mhm.
I will
After-
split-
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll finish that one up, and then you'll ritual cast another spell.
Yep.
Gets to
Well,
work.
this is investigate. As you say, this is a healing potion. As he's saying that, I'm just holding the book out in front of him.
And
There's large portions of the book are in fact destroyed, so it's hard to pick up a lot of information. But after ritually casting a spell and kind of piercing your way through it, you can tell that this seemed to have been some kind of swamp witch. You're guessing is the best way to describe the person who worked here. Apparently, she had some kind of vision at one point in time. It seems as though her vision told of the chieftain of this place going mad and slaughtering everyone. And she felt the death would soon begin, and that she was going to leave this place. And the last statement, the last sentence that's in the journal is, "Let the Earth Lord swallow the souls of those that shall fall."
The horror, the horror. Tim would relay all that information so that everyone's on the same page. And he'd also have given the healing potion to Rufus, who he feels like could use it the most in all likelihood after the last fight, given that Rufus was flung into a chair. And he's, you know.
Yeah, Nokren's going to pass out the antitoxins. So my idea of the antitoxins is people who are going to get up close in combat may need antitoxins. So there's 3 of us that get up close, and there's 3 antitoxins.
4 of you that get up close. I'm the only one who doesn't get up close.
I would say the other 3 take
I
it.
can be ranged.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, okay.
You can be, but you certainly weren't the last time we fought.
Well, I was
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
also
swimming around for my life, so...
You were fine, probably.
I can cure my own toxin, so that works. I'll give you 3 the antitoxin.
Nope.
Like
I'm a
one.
dwarf.
You're gonna hold
so-
on to it anyways.
don't need
because
it?
Grits does not need it.
Oh.
Yeah. Resistance to
Okay,
poisons.
then us 3 are going to have antitoxins.
Or you
Oh.
could give it to me. No? Okay, sure. You know, I was just throwing it out there, but that's
So
alright.
that actually does work, because both
Actually-
Grits and I can deal with toxins, so I'll give you the extra one.
Quick thought.
Oh,
Quick
okay.
thought. What if I take one to hold on to in case somebody who is not resistant needs it, because then I can administer it. Yeah.
That works.
I'm just
So I will
sitting
hold on.
there.
You can hold mine.
I'm
Hold
just sitting
mine.
there with the
Oh,
antitoxin in my
you've got
hand,
2
like,
now.
You know.
What?
Red's just sitting there holding it like in the palm of his hand, like, what?
I'll take it from Red as well.
Maybe you
Stick it
take
in
that
my
one as
pocket.
well.
You know what? Why don't you just hold on to everything, Grits, and then
Apparently,
we'll see how things
I
go.
am now pack mule.
I mean,
So I
you
will
move fast. So.
note the this journal did mention something that well, I have a particular interest in terms of, well, a particular faith that this witch seemed to adhere to. Best way to put it is that the god that she worshipped is the one who very likely stole my mind for a while, and I have my suspicions might be the controller of this realm, which is very interesting that she said, you know, that he should take them, and then they are here. Very literal. This
It's
god.
not very
thinks-
nice to steal
I
mines.
No.
Yeah. Can I have a
No.
look at that for a second?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm gonna do flip through the pages, specifically looking for any symbols I would recognize, if you know what I mean.
Unfortunately,
If
as
you
I
know
said,
what.
the majority of the book is
Worked
destroyed.
away.
There's a couple of excerpts early on that mention that, like, just reading those from when Tim was going over them, hint at that she was some kind of, like, best described as a swamp witch. You know.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to read the text. I'm
you
more
s-
just looking
yeah,
for
like,
a symbol.
Yeah, you don't find any kind of symbols. Like, as I said, like, the last page is the most intact, where,
There you
like,
go.
it talks about her vision and, you know, leaving this place. That, you know,
I'll hand it back.
that it
And
meant, it's
I'll
like,
just put it in my
basically, it's
pack.
like a writing that's like, I'm going to leave before this begins. It's like, you know, screw the rest of these guys, you know, kind of thing.
Screw you guys, I go home.
Screw you guys,
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere else. Good luck.
I'm gonna hold on to that book. I'm gonna put it into my back pocket, and I think at this point what we should do, given that this place might very well be cursed, just in the general sense, much like our new home is cursed, I think we should leave. I don't know about you guys, but I like the idea of leaving.
There's
there's
still
more
one more
huts.
building. There's one
There's
big
three
building.
More, there's
isn't
more,
there?
3 small ones and 1 more big one.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Yes. However, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but doesn't it seem that once we've investigated to a certain point, we kind of reach this this conclusion that we've come to, where things are not good, and then
This world's
we
not good.
continue to search things, we continue to investigate, and then something worse happens, where something comes and tries to kill us. I'm just suggesting that we leave before something comes to try and kill
And
us.
something out there will try to kill us as well.
Burn it to the ground.
Tim, Red taps you on the shoulder, and in Orcish says, "Want answers, right?"
Yeah, this is the best place to find them.
You didn't hear that, Orcish.
Oh no, I didn't. You're right. Ignore me. I didn't say anything.
I agree with his grunting.
Like, huh?
I recognize those grunts.
Yeah.
Tim isn't gonna say anything at first. He's gonna just kind of close his eyes. This isn't, though. This spot in particular is not. Just because they may have worshipped the god that I mistakenly contacted, that is not the god that I'm trying to find out about.
Who?
This is all in Orcish, by the way. None
Yeah.
of you are hearing this.
So we just hear grunt, 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 grunt,
Yeah.
grunt, grunt, grunt.
Yeah.
Chief head of tribe. Be closer.
If you promise me that you will chop off his head when he comes, then fine, we will stay.
At least promise you live.
Not good enough.
What am I, Orn now?
Apparently.
It go down, me chop. Me die, me do best.
All I can ask. And then Tim's gonna turn to the others and in common say, well, you're lucky here that Red is such a convincing diplomat. We should continue our search and perhaps we'll find some answers here.
You see Grits kind of give a dirty look to Red, like, why are you convincing us to stay? Stupid idea. I want to burn it to the ground.
As you glance out of the
We'll burn
water
it to
and
the
you just
ground.
see this kind of
Later.
shape, crab-like shape, burst the water, and then go back out.
It's not safer out there. I like
I'm
this
not
because
saying
it's
it is.
solid ground, at least. At the moment, solid ground is what Nokren wants, so he's willing to explore.
You're not a swimmer.
No.
You're a sinker.
Electricity and water do not mix.
No.
Well, they might, but probably not.
Just not well.
Not while I'm in it.
Oh no, they mix very well.
Yeah.
Too well.
I may
I
have
think we
resistance,
should
but
check
I'm
out the last
still
3
hurt.
small huts and then save the big hut for last.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Just to skip things along, a cursory search of these buildings does not reveal anything of value. You will find that each of them has a similar circumstance, but with different results, it seems. It seems like there was families in there, and something came in and killed them suddenly, and left their bodies there to rot.
We can
Is there-
suppose that it was the chief.
Ah,
Did the
That's
bodies hit the floor?
They
Hold
did,
on.
in fact.
Grits asked a very important question.
Was there any booze?
Probably not.
A fine
I'm
dwarven
investigating
ale.
that.
Are their
Hold
necks
on.
broken?
Some of them, they have actually different. Some of them seem to have wounds that look to be maybe knife wounds to the bodies. So it seems there was a variety of ways that they were killed.
A sheep did it.
I wanted to help with your investigation, but I'm rolling like garbage today.
I'm just looking for booze at this point because I'm like, this place needs to burn. So,
Killer
sorry,
sheeps attack
Do I
these
have
people.
booze to give you? No, I do not.
Didn't keep any of the
Sorry.
booze.
Yeah.
I should do that. I've got 2 water skins.
We all do.
Yeah.
You did get a bunch of free
Okay.
water skins, so next time,
Yeah.
drinking.
Yep.
all the drinking.
So, big hut then?
Ah.
Yes.
You know
beware,
what?
Those killer
If-
sheep may still
Can
be
we
around.
wait a second before we go into the big hut?
I do have a question. When you say big
10
hut, is this
minutes?
the one that's on the water?
No, the one that was on the water was the one
We
that
were
you
Just
found.
in.
That you were just in before. That's the one
Okay.
that's... It's not a very large building.
The witch's hut.
The witch's hut was on
Got it,
above the
okay.
water, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought I was hoping that this would be. Yeah, 10 minutes. I didn't realize. I didn't realize that this is not ritual. So Ned, ignore me.
Nope.
That's
Oh,
what
I
I was
thought you were
going
going
to
to
do, but I
detect
won't.
magic again.
No, I'm not going to do that for this room. I wanted to. I'm expecting evil things.
Yeah, Nokren, let me just give you the quick answer. You don't even have to cast
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
everything.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
The whole
I'm
area
not
would just be
evil.
glowing.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine this is another one of those instances of if I were to cast it, you cast it, and it's like you put the black light in a room you don't want to put it in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Well-
I was imagining heat vision, but instead of heat, it's evil, and everything
Oh,
has
yeah.
kind of like
Evil
a
vision.
low level. Of
So,
It's Riddick when he takes his goggles off in the sun.
yeah.
yes,
So, as you head for the large building, you can see that the very few number of trees that are on this island seem to actually encompass the single building, kind of like almost covering it, with the branches kind of like almost this drooping crown, with the slight breeze that kind of moves through the area here, giving it this kind of like little rustle and this almost very macabre kind of like noise to the entire building. You do notice that this building is much different than any of the others. The other ones are built of a combination of a little bit of wood, some simple thatch, and things like that. They're very simple buildings most of the time. With, when you've been inside them, you've seen it does have more of like a wooden core to things, but a lot of like the inner walls and things like that. Very simple materials. This one seems very well built, involving a lot of wood, even looks like a little bit of stone in order to construct it.
Okay. Is there a door?
There is a nice double front door.
Yeah, he's already on it.
Yep.
Tim is running his hand along the side of the building and just kind of just soaking it in, not doing any checks or anything, just getting a feel.
Okay.
Just for role-playing purposes more than anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Nokren's gonna pull out the shield, the great sword, and just slowly pull open the door.
All right.
Stealthiest check ever.
need oil.
Yep. When you open
It's one of those
this,
things where I start opening it and you see the look of, oh shit. Okay.
everything in
That
this
happened.
room is empty and abandoned. There's almost nothing in this very large entry room. There's a dirt floor that seems scuffled and disturbed from large amounts of use that it received from this place's heyday. Almost a silence almost permeates this massive sort of entry hall here.
Tim's gonna reach down and grab some of the dirt and just rub it in his hands in between his fingers. Again, just soaking it all in.
You said it's a silence. Like, is it a natural silence? Or like a really, really unsettling silence?
Probably.
Probably.
This large room has 4 doors leading out of it, and a set of stairs that seems to lead into a raised upper second floor. Like you can see part of the actual walkway of the second floor kind of permeates the up towards the ceiling to your left side, and it seems like it has almost suspended walkways leading to a number of rooms up there. Down here, you can see that there's like a room to your right, and then 3 doors in the back of here.
Okay. Well,
How's the light situation?
yeah, actually, yeah. What's the light? Yeah. Like,
There's a little bit of light filtering in from old windows.
You know what? I'm just gonna make it better. I'm just gonna make the light situation better.
Yeah.
Are there any? Are there
As
any
the lights go in,
sconces for
Nokren's gonna
torches
follow
on the
them.
wall?
There are probably some areas for like torch sconces and stuff.
I'm gonna place a few
Okay.
and light
So,
them.
yeah, Nokren is gonna walk into the room following the lights and just sort of try and look around.
All right. Let's see. Yep. You can see that like this area with its kind of like dirt floor actually isn't as like muddy as you'd think. It's like the floor in here, for whatever reason, it's dirt, but it hasn't soaked up like the water, like the outside area. Like maybe there's like a foundation that probably keeps a little bit of the moisture from soaking into this area. But they've kept it a dirt floor. You can definitely see that this place was probably well used in its heyday. Like there's all kinds of tracks all over the place.
Do I see any recent tracks? Can I do a survival to see if
Sure.
I can tell?
Yeah.
Oh, so close to a 20. Damn it!
I'm gonna look around with you.
That's better.
I mean, great. I'll fix it. I always freeze up apparently. The quick freeze.
Skype.
Oh, yeah, Skype is just
During
hating
the
me
break,
today.
you
We should
just
all
get
just start
off
freezing.
Skype and like adjust things.
Yeah, when I'm on the break, I'll probably like, well, end the call and maybe I'll start the call or something that might fix it for me.
You might.
Maybe. I don't know.
It'd be convincing if it wasn't for the smoke.
It would be.
Damn, I was trying to hide.
I mean, you can. It's hard to see if what's newest or what's oldest and how old they actually are, but you can see there are a couple of sets of footprints which look more intact than others. At least they're probably more recent, in quotations, how old they actually are, because this place looks a little abandoned. It's impossible to say at this point in time, but you can see that they seem to move towards 3 rooms, kind of in between 3 rooms.
And there was a total of 3 rooms or 4 rooms?
Well, it kind of moves towards the area of those doors at the back.
Ah.
It seems like there's a trail that seems to have gone from the front door to the back, which is the most probably the last set of footprints kind of on the top, or at least one of the last set of footprints. But as you kind of follow them towards the back of the room, it's hard to say which of the 3 doors, left, center, or right, that it actually went to, because it kind of fades away.
Nokren's gonna look back and be like, pick a door. Any door.
Oh my lord.
Tim is gonna turn to Red and say, "Don't just open a door."
Oh yeah,
Take it.
well, I keep
Take
forgetting
it.
Red here. I gotta be more specific about my jokes.
Anything on the middle door?
No.
Anything on the far left door?
Nope.
Anything on the far right door?
I'm just watching him do this.
He just looks around no, these doors look fine.
And Tim's gonna be walking around the room and just kind of, again, just picking things up, looking around. But this time he's actually gonna do a little bit of this.
Okay.
Not a lot of that, but a little bit of that.
I like how I saw your roll. I'm like, oh, looked at your score. I'm like, hang on, what? You have a nice boost to that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything in particular.
Okay. By the way, Nokren's on guard this entire time, staring at the doors while you guys are doing stuff in the room. He's ready.
So
Yeah, I'm still staying at the door we came in through with my short sword out, just watching, goblin guys.
I'm actually gonna go hide in a corner before any of the doors are opened.
Red,
Unfortunately, I picked the corner under the torch.
Red,
Right.
Before we open a door, let's let Rufus get a better hiding spot than where he is now, because currently he's standing out in the open. What are you doing, Rufus? Are you trying to hide, or are you trying to be out in the
He
open?
like trips over on the way.
No, there's a torch like right above my head. Oops. I moved to the left.
I was gonna say, I really hope it's another crit fail.
Really hope to. Fred,
Uh,
how do you feel about the middle door?
Smash.
Red smash.
Oh
It
fuck!
does
Okay.
open in, right?
yeah, it opens in.
Okay, red shoulder charges it. Just
Okay.
go straight through.
Oh god. Okay.
All right,
Yep.
Tim's got his spell book out and his
all right,
sword in his
so
other
you
hand.
shoulder charge the door itself, which was not much of a door. It was more of like, think of like the Japanese almost paper doors, except it was probably something just as simple. You just barrel through it. It breaks. You go flying into what is like what would be described as like a low table, bashing down into it, having like dishes and all this kind of stuff fly
Oh,
all
shit,
over
well,
the
if
place.
Anything's
seems
here.
like-
Knows we're here now.
It's some kind of dining room that has now been destroyed.
Honestly,
So,
Doctor
Tim-
might laugh at that, but then he'd
Tim's
worry.
gonna walk in afterwards, and he's just gonna have a quick little peeky poo around here.
Nokren's now. Is there any doors in the room they're in?
Nope.
Yes, there seems to be a door that leads off to your right side from here that you're guessing either
Leads
is
to the same room.
probably leads to the room to the right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that makes me think the left one's the room we don't want to go in until last.
I mean, you take a look around. It looks as if this was probably an area that a large number of people could probably have ate around. There's like a lot of like almost like stools that like small stools people could have sat around. This kind of low table, set it out. I mean, the table itself is now like broken and stuff is like shattered all over the place. It's hard to tell now, but it looks as though it might have been set up for guests.
I'm checking the door that's in here.
Okay. It looks just like a normal door. You don't see anything kind of dangerous or anything about it.
Okay.
I'm going to gently open the door.
Okay.
Oh shit! No, Nokren's like, oh, fuck. Ready?
All right. This seems to lead to some kind of hallway. You can look to your right as soon as you open the door and see a door which you're like, that must lead out to the main room. There's a door in front of you. To your left, the hall goes down for a short while and curves around to when you first entered the building would have been to your right, basically. You know, it's like an L-shaped hall that's right here that you're coming into the side from. So it's like, here's the L, you're coming in right here. There's a door right here, here's the main room out over here.
Do we want to check the hall or the other room?
I'm still in the main room, by the way. I would have like stepped into the middle of the main room, but
Well,
I'm
there
not.
was, remember,
I'm not.
there are still two other doors in that main room. There was
Yep.
one off
Oh,
to your
yeah.
right. There's an upstairs that you didn't even go to.
Nope.
Tim is gonna walk back out into the main room from the hallway.
Okay.
Watch it not lead there.
Just
No.
it could be a
Magic
maze
portal.
building, but
Oh,
the idea
fuck.
is I'm gonna walk out into the main room and just say, "Hey Grits, we found a hallway." More
We made of wood?
doors.
Then Nokren might suggest that maybe we do check that other room, since
And maybe
this
the
place
other
might be
two
big.
doors on the other side?
And what about the upstairs?
There's plenty to check. All we need to do is pick.
Yep.
I will grab a torch from the wall.
No,
And-
Grits.
No, I'm just holding it. I'm just ready.
Okay. But
Just ready.
when we leave, I will be honest, I would prefer to do it myself, if you don't mind, with my firebolts, because I think that would be fun, and I don't get to have that much fun anymore.
I'm dropping this torch when we leave. You may also throw firebolts. I encourage everybody, in fact, to throw torches and firebolts and burning hands and all your fancy
I'm
magic.
not gonna use a spell slot for that.
I don't
I'll
have
be
any of that magic, so I get a torch.
What is this spell
While,
called?
while they're arguing about this, I'm going to stealthily open the other door.
Which
You guys
one?
are so
Okay.
funny.
Which
Hold
one?
on. Hold on.
Back
I want to
left
do a
or
perception
right
check
side?
to see if I notice
The
him doing
far
that. I
right
do not
one of the
notice.
three doors.
Okay, so
the
back
three go in the main
wall,
room.
right one. Okay. Or left one.
Yeah.
I did
Left
not
one,
notice
yeah.
Ruby's doing this. I'm still talking to Grits.
Okay. You can open the door. You kind of like look inside. It seems to be a room that's kind of just left on its own. Doesn't seem much left in here in any good shape. Looks like the back window was kind of left open and some weathering kind of destroyed most of this room.
I'm gonna walk in and look around, see if I do see anything of value at all.
Sure.
That was so.
There's nothing whatsoever.
I'll come back out. That one's clear.
Red's pretty much just walking around waiting for someone to tell him to run through something.
I'm waving a torch around, just like
Should we
waiting.
check the other room in the main room, or is there another one in the hallway, Matt?
Well, there's
Yeah, there's
two more
when
in
you,
the
when you-
main
when you enter
room.
the hallway from the dining room, there was a room right across from there.
And there's
Yeah.
two
And
more
there's-
in the main room.
No, well, you just went to one of the two in the main room.
Oh, one more in the main room.
And there's one more in the
No,
main
no.
room.
Oh, what is there?
And
Oh,
the
there is. Okay.
upstairs.
Okay.
And then, of course,
Oh,
there's
okay.
the end of the L-shaped hallway, which you haven't seen what's over there.
It goes around the.
It goes around a corner.
Well, I say we check the last room in the main hall first, so that we can get that out of the way.
How's the door look?
It's a door!
I'm noticing a trend here.
I'm
you
gonna
don't, you
look
don't
at.
find anything of danger. And it looks as
I'm gonna
though...
look at red.
Ah! Charge.
I'm gonna open the door as he charges.
Aww.
Alright, so Red will kind of, like, barrel into the
Oh,
room.
no. If the door opens, Red stops, turns to him, picks him up, and throws him in the room.
Alright.
Oh no! Oh no! This is how we kill him.
Right? Kind of.
Hold on, Nokren, make a save! Make a catch!
You...
I don't think I would
Okay,
be close
so,
enough.
Rufus,
Can I-
you plop down into very old pillows that just sort of
Woo!
burst apart, and you're pretty sure they were probably rodent infested at one point in time.
They're a little smelly, huh?
I probably slept on worse.
Yeah. So you can see this seems to be maybe like there seems to
In
be
closet?
two main tables that dominate this room, with a kind of third smaller table at the back. Like you're coming into the side of this room, basically like over here. There's two tables parallel to where you kind of were entering in from, and one at the far end from where you're entering all the way to the right. Like a much smaller table where it seems like maybe one person would sit. It seems like pillows were arranged all over these places so people would sit down at these. These are slightly like lesser tables than the ones you were at. There's like straw mats are down on the floor beneath the pillows.
I'm gonna stand up and dust myself off.
You can see there's like a pile of straw mats in the one corner, and you can see there's like all across the table there's piles of like maybe old paperwork and stuff. Much of it's faded.
I got dust in my eyes.
I'm gonna
And
take a
probably
little
old
look
rat
around.
feces too, but you know.
You gotta get the pink eye.
As he's like, Tim kind of like moves over. It looks like most of these papers have like faded and are damaged. But you do find something that catches your eye. There seems to be some kind of rudimentary map here that seems to match with some of your mapping of the valley. As it is right
Maps?
so far. Yeah.
So, Tim is gonna pick this up and take a look at it, take one look at it, realize it's not a spell scroll, and hand it to Grits.
Ooh.
Grits, why don't you go ahead and roll me a cartography check?
Which is intelligence plus proficiency, basically.
Yes.
Do you have cartographer's tools?
I do.
Can't you just use those to roll, or is that not an
I
option?
don't have that. Oh,
That
here.
just lets you use proficiency, I think.
Yeah. I think I don't know if she's used them.
Proficiency with a set of artisan's tools lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make using those tools in your craft.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna be intelligence plus.
your craft.
Yes.
Or plus your
Yeah,
Yeah, which is just a +2 because I don't
Yeah.
have any intelligence.
better than nothing.
Not better than nothing,
I was
but
going
you
to say,
know.
while they're in there, like searching the room and looking at the stuff, Nokren's gonna. There's no other entrances to that room, right?
No.
So they're in. Okay, Nokren's going to be just outside the door, listening to hear if he hears anything, any movement, anything in the building.
I'm gonna look over Grits' shoulder.
I'm taller than you.
Oh my god, I hear nothing.
Okay.
Nokren is not there.
Nokren is like paying attention, is like distracted by whatever Rufus and Grits are doing, because like Grits is like trying to figure this out a little
I'm
bit.
standing on the table looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, and Rufus is like, "Oh, Rufus, you will."
You have it upside down.
No, you'll figure out. The thing is, it's going to be a little more difficult, so that's why I'm assuming Rufus notices something that he can point out.
Okay.
Because
Like it being upside down.
you realize something very important. The castle wouldn't be on here.
Ah, yes.
And there's something strange marked on the map in place of where your castle would have been. You're not sure what it is, but it looks as if like maybe like hills or something were in that area.
We landed on something.
You also
Okay.
notice a couple other things. You can tell where the swamp is on this, where the two forests are, and you can tell that it marks the forest up on the the cliff to the north that you could see. You also see markings there of some kind of structure
Ooh.
up on that cliff.
I imagine with what I rolled, you guys ever looked back at the door? I'm trying to listen, but I got distracted. I'm like tapping the shield and listening to the different sort of hum from an old shield. Because then imagine.
Are you trying to make the pitch?
Yeah, I'm trying to like.
Ding.
Meanwhile, you guys are in the room doing that, so that's why I can't hear a damn thing.
So Tim will have walked out after he handed Grits the map, and he's going to be standing by Nokren there, and he's going to look at Red, who's still just disappointed that he didn't get to run through the door. I'm sure.
Very.
And he's gonna say in Orcish, "You look sad. Are you all right?"
Rufus is mean.
Oh,
I didn't want him to get a splinter.
He's ruined my fun twice.
well, try not to worry about it too much. He is being careful. When we're leaving this place, I promise you'll be able to smash a few huts down.
Next time, won't throw into pillow.
Okay. Maybe don't throw him at all next time.
No promises.
Okay.
The halfling toss is going to become a sport.
And then Tim's gonna turn to Nokren and in common, or no, he's probably gonna forget that he's speaking in Orcish, and then in Orcish first say, "We should go check the hallway." And I'm sure Nokren's gonna give him just like a, what?
Run that by me again, sir?
I'm sorry. Languages. We should check the hallway.
Oh, yes, I agree. Okay, so we'll start making our way over that way.
As
I'm assuming that we're leaving you two to continue to look at the map for a moment, and we're not gonna like go too far into the hallway here, but
Are
just
there
do a quick.
other maps?
No, it just seems this is out of all the paperwork. There does seem to be maybe like a couple that might be of the swamp, but they're maps that don't have any connection to anything else, that they're damaged a little bit, so it's very difficult to see where this would have been within the swamp.
Okay.
You know, they might
Context.
they have no context, yes. And a lot of
I
other
would still
papers
take
which
'em.
are either destroyed and stuff, so it's invaded and things like that.
Yeah, I'd still pick them up and take them just for later.
Yep.
Maybe I can try to piece something out.
Yep. Alright, the hallway, as I said, is an L shape, and you're entering into the top of the L. There's the door to your left, which goes to the dining room, a door to your right, and you can go around the corner of the L.
What do you say we take a peek around that corner?
I think that's probably a good idea.
But let's not walk down the hallway. And I'm gonna move one of my dancing lights with us as well.
Okay.
And specifically move that one down the hallway as we take a look. And then I want to do just a quick perception check just to see if we're about to get
I'll assist him, yeah.
ambushed. Oh, do I get advantage on
assist
that?
him?
With the...
Sure, you can... Well, I would say for this one, both of you should just roll.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's
This was a
fine.
lot harder to actually, like, give assistance to perception to get...
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see a damn thing.
You don't hear anything, or notice anything in particular.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
you can see that, like, when you get a sight around the corner, it appears that there is a set of stairs leading down.
Okay. So there's a basement.
There's
And
a basement.
I'm gonna turn around and shout that again into the group, and I'm shouting, like I'm not being quiet. I want to be clear about
Okay.
that. I am
Yep.
not trying to be stealthy. There's a reason for that. I will say.
No, I will
because-
actually. I think I was tempted in the main room to just hit things to lure whatever is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've had some experience with basements so far.
You guys
And-
have.
Yeah. And
As we
Tim,
catch up, I'm checking the door. Go ahead.
you're checking the door on the right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, it's once again a door.
I'm gonna wait there, staring at the stairs after he shouted for a little bit, just making sure.
And I like Tim knows that you're there watching it, and he's shouting and saying, "There's a basement here. We know what there are in basements. We should be careful, but I think we should check this way first." And then, more quietly, he's going to, just in case they speak common, because you never know. More quietly, as Rufus enters the hallway and starts to check that door, he's going to say, "I don't think we should go down there first. But just
No.
in case they speak common, I don't want them knowing what we're doing."
Yeah, I was gonna say as I catch up and I'm like looking at you like you're shouting. Okay, I'll do, and then you get quieter because I would have been following right behind Rufus.
Mhm.
Basically, I'd be like, "Do we want to go upstairs first, so we don't get trapped downstairs?"
Yes. That is exactly what I'm thinking.
I'm gonna look at
Bring
you
it to the
guys.
ground. I mean,
Door.
We should check the door that's right here, though. You're right.
Yeah.
As my hand's like on the knob.
Alright. You will find that inside there is some kind of kitchen. Logically, it's right across the hall from the dining room.
I would like
That
to do a
makes
check
sense.
for booze.
It's gonna become a thing. I would like to check for booze.
There's a reason for that, sir.
Tim
going
is
to
just
become
not
the drunken
interested
monk.
enough.
you will find
yeah.
you will find no booze, or at least
Aw.
any booze in good condition.
Do I find anything of interest?
No. You do not.
Here's an empty barrel.
Hop inside. Let's see how far I can push it.
No.
You might be able to get some laughs out of it.
Sorry, the
What about
angels were
monkeys?
calling from.
Okay.
So,
So
and
we're
then
gonna
Upstairs?
upstairs. Nokren, by the way, is going to be staring at the direction we come from while we're like moving back to go upstairs.
you're basically
He's-
walking backwards, like.
Essentially, yeah. I might bump into something. Like
Red,
Ooh,
can you
Actually,
lead
I'm
the
gonna-
way for us?
I'm
Can
gonna
you
pull
stand
Grit
in front?
aside for a sec.
Mhm.
Do you still have any more of those caltrops?
I probably have some.
Why don't you litter the hallway in case anything does come up?
that is a smart move.
I will take out the rest I have.
Oh,
Which I would
That-
say
that-
I probably
okay.
have a handful at least. Scatter.
then just after them, just in case it makes it past the caltrops, I'm gonna put a hunter's
Trap.
trap.
Okay.
Yes. If I had ball bearings, I would also throw them down.
Yeah.
Red, can you lead us forward? Because I'm worried that there may be something down there, but there may also be something up there. And we want you to be able to smash first.
I will stay towards the back by Nokren.
I am also going to be staying near the back by Nokren. Rufus, would you mind being, if we
I'm-
create kind of a triangle?
I'm gonna hide behind Red.
Yes, perfect. Exactly what I was
like
looking
it.
for.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So as I said, it's a simple kind of staircase that leads up to a suspended kind of walkway. So on the kind of from when you first entered left side of the building, there is the like central walkway which leads in between them, and then small kind of suspended walkways that lead into looks like three different rooms. Once you get to the top, you can see at the end there's a door here, and each of these small 3 walkways leads to one also to your right. So there's the first, second, third, one at the end there. Which you can tell the one at the end.
Work our way back.
The one at the end looks like a very tiny room. Because you can see, like, the walls of it, you know?
Yeah,
it's in the corner
Tiny
of the building.
room first.
Okay.
Yep, tiny room first.
Tiny room first.
Okay. There seems to be a ladder leading up.
Oh, come
Oh,
on, man.
so many floors.
Oh no, a third possible door.
4th. This is a 4th floor.
Well,
Basement.
okay, there's a basement, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
check the other doors first, and then we go up one, and then we go all the way down.
Yeah.
So are you going back from where you were?
Just for clarity's
Yeah.
sake, I am bringing the dancing lights with me.
Okay.
And I
I
am
still
on
have
that
the torch.
Well, let me just see which order they okay. Yep, okay. So moving back from where you were, you're going to come to a room which... are you checking the door or anything?
Red
Wasn't there
smash?
like 3 doors in the roof area?
Seems
As-
fine.
It's a
As
door!
as he goes to check the door, Red just opens it in front of him.
Okay,
I'm actually peeking over. I'm actually peeking over your shoulder. I'm on your back.
You can't check for traps on my back.
uh,
You wouldn't be able to tell
okay,
it.
this
Why-
room
That's
seems-
why he got a 7.
This room seems to be some
True.
kind of bedroom. It seems unused. At least, probably at the time of this building being abandoned.
Okay.
Red walks to the next one, opens it.
Alright. This one...
Everybody
appears to
roll
be a room,
initiative.
It's a dust mite.
Where maybe... some adult members of the family lived. You can tell because the body of one of them is in the bed.
Huh.
Skeleton remains.
Gonna do a...
Okay.
What killed him? If
Neck
I can tell, 'cause
broken
it's
and
weird.
spine snapped.
Oh,
Same
okay. I want to turn to the others. I'm thinking this guy's pretty strong, so just note that.
I mean, like, a lot of the other deaths seem very quick and easy, but you can tell this one seemed very violent.
Oh, okay. So this was
And
angry death.
And you can tell this one is, because you've also identified it before, also seems to be female.
Oh
uh,
no.
We thinking this was the chief's wife?
Yeah. And that's terrible.
Well, rage often starts in the home.
Okay.
Tim's gonna walk out of the room and
Yep.
be kind of just distant for a little bit. Probably not gonna hear him talking much for a little bit.
Okay.
We're open third door.
Alright, this appears to be a room used by children. There are
Kids
4
room.
beds in here.
Oh, no.
A number of broken toys litter the floor. But only 2 of the beds seem to have been, well, used.
Oh,
I think
there
one
are-
of them is currently being used.
Oh my god. Oh, stream niece.
Red
Yeah.
just kind of shrugs his shoulders and heads to the ladder.
Okay.
Wait. So is there anything on the beds?
I mean, 2 of them don't seem to have been used. At least not used right at the moment of death. And 2 of them are occupied by the remains of children.
Yep. I'm not going to investigate those. I'm out.
We know what happened.
Yeah.
This place sucks.
The ladder,
Yep.
once you check it out, seems to lead up to some kind of small platform, like area that you could just look out into the swamp area. So there really isn't much up there.
Okay.
Also, as soon as
back
one of
down.
you gets up there, you kind of get the feeling that it probably is pretty unstable.
Well, I am carrying 2 people, as apparently I have a back baby.
All right. Let me.
Oh, dear.
It should be fine. He's only a halfling. Okay.
I'm also the heaviest person in the party.
Yep. Between you and the Dragonborn,
I
Dragonborn's are
think
pretty.
we're pretty close.
I think
Yeah.
you guys already measured this. Your
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Dick contest already measured your weight. So
Last time we had either side of the boat to keep it stable because we're both about the same weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
I say, well, like you might not be heavy by yourself as a Dragonborn, but you're wearing heavy armor, right?
yeah.
That's true.
That's why it equaled out.
His
Yep.
armor makes up for my natural like orc stockiness, pretty much.
Yeah.
We're about the same.
Anyway, I'm getting ready to catch someone if they fall.
I'm getting ready to run away in case somebody falls so I don't get smushed.
Tim didn't go up there. Tim's still just standing vacantly in the hallway.
I'm at the
Since
bottom of the
it's-
stair or the ladder.
Since it's unstable, Red like starts climbing down ladder and just pushes Rufus up on there and climbs the rest of the way down.
Nice.
Rufus, it seems perfectly fine to you. I mean, you weigh nothing.
I'm actually gonna get a good look at the swab and take a perception check.
Okay.
I see nothing.
It seems like the mist has moved in again.
Oh, okay, yep.
It's misty out.
Well, basement then?
I climb down the ladder.
Okay.
Tim, you okay?
You'll hear him muttering something. Nothing really intelligible at this point, but he's muttering. The kids just threw him over, and he's not really fully there right now.
As Red goes walking past towards the stairs, he just picks up Tim, just keeps going.
Tim wouldn't stop him.
Oof.
Tim
This is happening,
is
okay.
just not there right now.
Okay. When we get down to the hallway, I'm going to disarm the trap, put it away, because I don't want us to have an issue running past it if we have to run.
I'll
Sorry.
help pick up the caltrops.
Yeah, then I'll help pick up the caltrops.
I just like the idea.
Because I literally just took it and went
Just sitting there, like, picking it up, you know? Like, you're like...
Anyone got a rubber ball?
Play some jack. Tink.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so you can make your way down the stairs into the basement. Alright, so the
Hiding
basement...
behind Red again.
You head down the stairs, and the basement hallway will kind of move over for about 10 feet, and then it will go to a T intersection. So you can go to the, of course, right or left.
Tim's gonna pat Red on the shoulder and in Orcish say, "I'm okay. You can put me down."
Sure, nothing better to do.
Yeah. For now.
Okay.
Oh! God damn it, why did I waste it on this? I was going to say, do I see anything on either of in either direction at the end?
As you kind of like move over and look to the either left or right, you can see to your right there's doors on either side of the wall of the hallway, and to your left there's two doors, but they are to your back, kind of back towards the way you came. So there's a total of 4 doors.
Okay.
Alright. You do see something funny at the far end of the hallway, though.
So which side? To the left?
To the left.
Okay. Like, what do you mean by funny? Like, what is it? Just like something out of place, or?
Yeah, something seems out of place with like the back wall there.
Kilroy was here.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and say, we got 4 doors and possibly a hidden door to the left.
Why are there so many doors in this stinking place?
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't
So,
understand.
Do we
Because
want to
there
check
used
out
to
the
be a lot
hidden
more
door?
rooms, but then I removed them because it would have been a lot of excess things.
So, shall we check? Do we want to check out the side with the hidden door first, or the other side?
Which one is most likely to have this monster behind it?
Why do
I
Hidden?
don't think it'll be. Would it be in the hidden door though? Would it be of that sort of mine?
sense.
If it's been turning things undead, maybe it's really intelligent.
I feel like this thing's more rage-driven.
Unless it's a rage-driven monster being controlled by an intelligent force.
That's true. Well, I'm good for either way. Any of you got an opinion?
I'd say save the hidden.
Okay, so we go to the right then.
Sure.
There's 2 doors either direction in the right?
Yes.
Oh, no, there's... Yeah, okay. So, we turn right. Now do we want left or right?
Left.
Left it is. And Nokren's actually just going to open the door.
Okay. This seems like some kind of old storage room.
Okay, storage room.
Grits.
Do we want to have a
Yeah.
look at it?
This didn't
Storage.
seem like an area that you probably have wine or anything in it. No.
Booze?
This would not be like a booze storage room. No. Sorry.
We'll give it a quick...
Wrong storage room.
Grinch is like, there's no wine. I hate this place.
There's no booze, and you won't let me burn it to the ground. Also, if you guys hear thunder, it's about to storm.
Okay.
Heads up.
Oh no.
But if there was booze and you burned it to the ground, you'd burn the booze.
You know what? This town needs to burn. I'm okay with the booze going with it.
Oh, we're gonna burn it.
We're gonna burn.
And do I see anything in the room with a quick look?
Not with a quick look. You just don't really see anything of extra in there from what you've seen.
He did do a
Where's
16 perception check.
Where is everyone?
Yeah, I did. I got a
You two are
perception
looking in the
check.
room. Rufus and Red and Tim are out in the hall, right?
That's right.
Yes. I'm on
Yeah.
Rufus's... I'm on Rufus's...
Who?
I'm on Red's back still.
Yours Red's back. Okay.
Again.
Hey, I rolled another 26 health check.
Everybody-
It's a good hiding place.
Everybody, roll me perception. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Perception!
I will take that.
Okay.
Rufus
So will I.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will all notice, because I rolled horribly earlier, the door open up and a figure start walking forward out of it. Like looking
Which door?
straight... The
Which door?
secret door. It's not so secret
Oh.
anymore. And I'm sorry, Tim, you're at the back. Because guess what? 5 foot haul. As he's carrying like a long sword. This kind of sunken in like... Looks like tabaxi, but he's kind of got like almost like whitened skin. And this kind
Since,
of dead look of almost like hatred in his eyes.
Since we saw it like start coming, can Red just like barrel to the front?
Well, roll initiative.
All right.
Yep. Okay. Let's do this.
It was trying to be stealthy. It rolled very badly.
Oh no! God damn
So
it!
did we.
It's okay. I think maybe it's okay.
That's not bad.
That's not too bad. It could be a lot worse.
Makes sense. So you're in
Who
a
am I
storeroom
missing?
right
Who am
now.
I missing?
Great.
Yeah, I'm in the room. Like I probably heard the
You're
door.
missing me.
and
It
was
wouldn't let me roll.
fuck.
Hold on. I gotta find my little character. There it goes. I couldn't find my little token to
Okay.
click to roll it.
Gotcha. Okay, let me roll a d20. All right.
We're in the
Stream
storeroom,
dog.
so
Stream dog.
stream doggy.
Come here. Come here.
All right. Well, it has the initiative, so it's going to charge forward
shit.
at Tim then at this point.
Does it? Because it has 12?
It has a dexterity modifier.
Well, that would have been
Oh,
nice
no.
to see, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Didn't
no.
add that in.
It has good dex and strength.
Apparently.
It's using a longsword and beat out me and Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mechanic.
Hi,
It's
Dex.
going to rush up at you, and it's going to try to hit you once with the longsword, and then once with its fist.
I will note, right now my AC is 14,
Okay.
and if it's a hit, I want you to let me know.
All right. So first attack is longsword, will not be a hit. Second attack is your 14 AC.
14
Okay.
AC.
So it will miss with both its attacks.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Next up would be Rufus and Red. What are you two doing?
So Red like barrels forward and kind of like, pulls Winter out of the way. I'll take the opportunity attack for him if I have to.
Sure.
Instantly going into a rage, by the way.
Alright, he'll take it on you. What's your AC?
15.
Alright, he'll reach out with his fist. You are going to take... you'll take 8 necrotic damage and make me a con save.
Well, I'm going to die.
Oh.
Alright.
That's my best save.
You feel it like touch into you and almost pull off part of your soul. You cannot heal that damage right now. It has just devoured part of it. As like almost like
Oh no.
Nice knowing you, buddy.
Mhm.
It's been real.
So
you cannot recover your maximum hit points have been reduced by that amount until a long rest.
yeah.
How does it work with... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So reckless attack,
Okay.
great axe,
He's like, fucking, I'm gonna kill it before it kills me.
12 damage.
That's-
I'm pretty sure I hit.
That's
Yep.
it.
You will hit. Let me make a note here.
That's such a good hit.
Let's see here. Just normal great axe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, rage as well.
Yes. Your attack seems less effective than you want, as if its body is resisting the damage.
What a
Oh,
surprise.
cool. So this is designed to kill me. Got it.
Man.
It's technically not designed
out
to
of
kill
the
you,
way.
it's just unpleasant.
I'm the one that needs to be taking the brunt of this, I think.
Rufus, what are you going to do? I mean, I
How
guess,
does-
like, if you...
How does going through someone's space work?
You're on his
try to
back,
remember.
so I mean, I don't think you can melee. You could probably ranged from behind him, I'll say.
You could get on my shoulder.
Well, I was
Ah.
thinking of dropping down.
Acrobat over him.
Yeah,
get
that's what
flanking.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, can I actually acrobat over him?
Sure, you can acrobat over him.
use my momentum of running forward to just leap over.
Oh, that was so close to being
Yeah,
so bad.
So I'll say, since it took its kind of reaction to reach out at Red as he's coming in, kind of like hitting into him. You kind of leave himself open as you kind of like flip around and land behind him, and I guess go in for your own attack.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Okay.
That was.
Did you roll sneak attack? That's was sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of weapon is it you're using? Just rapier? Normal rapier?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Yep, that's fine. Again, your attack seems to be less effective than you want, but you seem to still have gotten a really good hit in it. Like in its backside, like kind of stabbing into it, kind of piercing into where its organs might have been at one point in time. As it kind of half turns, it's like kind of like the feline face, kind of like that's kind of like sunken in and almost like partially rotted away, kind of back as almost like this like kind of, you can see deep into like its one eye as it kind of turns back at you, is just this kind of like blue light deep into it. You don't see an eyeball, it's just kind of glowing. And all you can see is just hatred for you.
I think it's undead.
Alright,
Yeah.
Tim. You've been pushed out of the way as this horrible thing is now, like, mashing at Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Witch bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too narrow of a hallway for me to do that? Because, like, realistically, I will be honest with you. I'm going to be real mad if it is.
Drop
Between the
down between his
legs.
legs.
I'm very tall. There's room.
I think there's room around or underneath or over top of, but...
You could technically strike your witch bolt at the creature.
Cool.
I have an idea.
Okay. I don't know how you got 0 lightning
Wait,
damage.
what?
That actually
Wait.
doesn't work. That's broken.
What?
didn't roll the d12. It just rolled 0.
Yeah, it
Is
didn't
there
roll
a
the
0 on the
D12.
D12?
Yeah,
So-
it didn't roll the D12.
Does
Does that
Uh,
hit?
It didn't roll the d12. The attack rolled correctly. It's missed.
So it was right. 0 damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's correct, 0 damage. It basically it used red almost for a second as it sort of saw you doing something and seemed to actually react to you a little bit, and it kind of blasted by its head, kind of like if Rufus was any taller, probably would have hit him, but it just hits into the wall for a second and doesn't connect.
okay.
Nokren,
Sure.
there's noise coming in outside.
Yep.
You heard me yell, it's undead.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna run out into the hallway and see what's going on. Now, I have an idea. You don't want to be in the face of this thing, right? I could give Red my glaive and jump in front of him. Because then he can
Which-
attack past me.
Would take
Which-
too many actions this turn.
Yeah. But, would that... Oh, there's no way for me to get past, him to attack, is there?
Well, there is if we let you through our square. It's the same thing that Red did, right?
Oh,
Because then
okay.
we would just move back, right?
You could drop your glaive.
Okay, yeah,
Like, in the spot where I am presently, so
Yeah,
that when
I'll-
Red goes back, right?
I'll do that then. I'll just drop the glaive and move into position past Red. Just move him out
And
of the
now,
way.
I am very safe.
You got two big dudes in front of him.
Okay.
Okay. So, sitting there with the shield, I'm going to make... actually, first of all, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go for the greatsword attack. Oh, come on! That was...
Aw.
It was 18, 20, 18, 2.
Well, that was also really bad damage too. So it's both of them were really
Yeah.
bad. So
Oh,
it's
well.
just you kind of slash at it
Take a
as it
swing.
holds up the long sword and kind of easily just blocks you and kind of hisses.
Yeah, and then I sit there like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Monkey
okay.
breath.
Yeah.
Grits, what are you doing? Are you also joining the hall of really tiny space trying to squeeze yourself in?
Yeah, How tall? I mean, I can't do
You're a
it yet.
monk.
Dang it.
Run over us.
I can't yet. You have. I think that's level 3.
You're
Yeah.
really short.
When you start
Slide
running
under
along.
us.
Yeah, I
Dwarves
mean,
aren't that short.
I'm very thin. Slide beside me and then under them.
And then under them.
Yeah.
And punch it in the gonads.
And stand up underneath it and go, bah!
Yeah, headbutt. Ah! Critical strike, right? That's
Could I do that? No.
No. Dwarves aren't that small. You're still medium.
Question.
Yes.
Real
Yep.
quick, were we supposed to get advantage for flanking?
Yes.
No, I don't do advantage for flanking.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I wanted to check.
Bullshit. In this hallway, bullshit.
Yeah.
Look, there is an advantage. Rufus gets the sneak attack.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
Okay.
Great.
How
With
tall
his
is the ceiling?
non-magical-
How tall is the ceiling?
It's not my fault that
Maybe
sneaking cool.
probably I'll give it the two squares high, but it's probably only 7 or 8 feet tall technically, but it's 2 squares high.
And it's
So-
is it wood, stone, or
It's pretty much earthen in this area.
basically? Is there anything I could get a handhold on for
I
at
mean,
least a
you
couple
could probably,
seconds?
maybe burst your hand into the dirt and hope it doesn't collapse the roof.
Okay. Because what I'm thinking is to kind of get some height, because there's so many people in front, to try to kind of skim up the wall for just long enough to be able to chuck a dart, so that I hopefully don't
mean-
have a chance of pegging one of my friends in the back.
Give me an acrobatics, we'll say, and then you can see.
Okay.
Triangle jump. Almost.
Oh,
hit.
damn.
Wow.
You could do some kind of crazy
I go up
flip-
and do a
Well, no,
split across
yeah,
the wall.
you do some
Tiny
crazy
dwarf.
split, so you're up at the ceiling and you can
Do
throw
the
the dart
Chuck-
without
the
your
Chuck
friends.
Norris
So
thing.
go ahead, throw the dart then, without disadvantage.
Okay, that's what I was
everyone
just
in the
trying to
way.
get, so I wouldn't.
There is a
get
lot of people in the way at this point in
Aw.
time. All right.
Why are we so bad?
Okay.
I hit.
Nokren, what's your AC?
I
anyway?
hit.
My AC is 18.
Okay. That's good.
Tink.
Oh fuck!
Good news
Rolls
is
an 18.
Good news is it only hits with the long sword.
Okay, good, okay.
Uh-huh.
How much damage am I taking?
Bad news is it hits with the long sword.
It deals you 9 damage. It kind of slashes into you
Okay.
deeply, and then it tries to hit you with that terrible claw, which almost has this kind of you probably this kind of
nope.
green glowing light off of it, which you're pretty sure is remnants of Red's soul that it tore out.
Yeah, no, I would have seen the weird wound on Red. I'm like, nope, that goes away. Ting, get away with the shield. Okay.
All right. Next up then is Red.
I thought it would be. It's
Red and Rufus,
never mind.
Yeah,
technically.
just went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't hit with Great Axe. Set against the wall. Pick up glaive. Just
Just a stab from above. Death from above.
Is what? Yeah.
Oh.
It's a D10 as well.
It was
with
supposed to be, yeah, it was supposed to be with Reckless. I forgot to type 2. 15.
15 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, nice.
Fuck off!
Yeah,
My
and
witch's
it's,
bolt was
it's-
1 off.
Yeah.
So mad.
It's a D. Yeah, it's a D10.
Okay. 8 damage.
Okay.
Because anger.
Because anger.
All right, Red, with your sneaking.
I
All
missed.
right, you
Oh,
critically
no.
Stab
failed,
yourself in
missed
the foot.
it. All right.
You stabbed me through. What the fuck?
We'll let's see what I want to do for this one here. We'll make this very interesting. So, you're going to kind of take a stab at it, and it's going to take its opportunity attack to kind of backslap at you, basically to kind of try to backhand you out of the way with its fist of terrorness. What's your AC?
Uh-oh.
Crap. 15.
Okay.
Oh, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Oh. I
Make
mean, it's got a
con save.
modifier on that too.
Make a con
right?
save. You will take 4 damage.
Oh.
Okay, so you take 4 damage and your max health is reduced by that. As it kind of it only kind of skims you with its fist to kind of block you out of the way. But you can kind of feel the wound across you, almost like the life, it kind of skims across your face. And you can feel your face almost shriveling up a little bit as it almost steals part of your soul. As you can just feel the necrotic energy sapping away at your life force.
Disengage.
No real opportunity to.
I as a bonus action.
He can kind of
Oh,
actually
you.
disengage. Yeah, he
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
He can.
you can.
He can.
We can.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he
he's
I
like in
can.
between us and the exit.
Yeah, Grits can. Grits is just up on
I
the
can.
wall. Yeah. Tim.
I'm up on the wall.
What are you doing?
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Kill the fire.
I mean, that's pretty much the plan, is to shoot a firebolt at it.
Just kill it with that. Kill it. Just
Okay.
I'm gonna just shoot a firebolt at it.
Alright,
Hey!
you'll get some damage in on it.
Nice.
Finally.
I mean, it's pretty not flammable. You can also tell this thing is also pretty wet too, as if it's coming out of water.
Wet dead cat smell.
Wet dead
undead.
cat that
God
seems like a much different undead than the last one. A much more terrible
Moist
one.
dead
Was
cat.
my spell less effective against it, or just normally
No,
effective?
just normally effective. It just didn't
Okay.
burn. Yeah, normally
That's
effective.
fine. That's fine.
Nokren.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for another swing. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. So then I get the D4 automatic, and then I'm gonna smite it as well. But I get the D4 radiant damage,
Uh huh.
There we go.
Okay.
and then pump the divine smite into it as well.
Yep.
I'll take
Pretty
it.
good.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
And it is
just-
a magic.
I just imagine it's like I see the backhand swing at Rufus, and they just go for the neck, just choom.
Grits. You look like you kind of tear into it and actually do a large actual wound to it. Like, it's kind of surprised a little bit after all the attacks you've been doing so far, more than anything from you.
Yeah, it's like, there we go. That's more like it.
And, like, whatever distraction that, like, Rufus was giving it, it now is, like, so focused on just, like, devouring you and your soul kind of thing.
Good luck.
Nice. All right. Up, over again, and launch another dart because that's all I got at this range.
I'm assuming you just got your, like, yeah, you'll hit it. Do some damage.
Yeah, I mentioned I like spread my legs out. I'm trying to like basically balance up there and just lob darts.
Okay. Okay. All right. Red.
Chink, chink. No.
The usual reach over.
Stabby
Reckless.
stab.
I'm actually gonna roll 2d20 this time.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Nope.
Or not.
Nokren's in the way.
Rufus, what are you doing?
Can I sneak a bow?
Sure.
Sneak a bow.
No.
No.
Tim.
Oh.
Watch out, Grits.
It like just like flies by you like it's going wonderfully wide.
Actually, when I get to the one level, I can actually like deflect
Yeah.
missiles.
You like smack it, it like turns around, flies back at Rufus. It's like oh no.
I mean, I think you can if you like negate all the damage.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you, get
you
the
do.
You
ability,
can use a
just throw
key
it
to
back.
throw it back.
Tim,
Yeah.
what are you doing, Tim?
No.
Is it Tim?
Nothing.
0 lightning damage.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure my
Nokren,
spell's broken anyways, and I'd have to roll damage, man.
What happened to your luck?
It's used
Someone
all
stole
on
it.
investigations.
Not even today. I've rolled like crap today.
See, this is why I reckless attack, because I always roll bad, so I need the help.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I get that.
So, is it my turn now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did a
okay.
little out of order. I had Grits do hers first, but okay.
That's
Oh,
okay.
really?
So I do oh damn.
Yep.
And it does another D4. So boop. Oh, 1 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then I'm actually gonna use 4 as my bonus action. Wait, no, I can't lay on hands as bonus action, can I?
Nope.
Don't think so.
No,
No,
so
that's
never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Nope, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
And you
Everyone
can't
who's
heal
been
back up, he
This
said.
time,
Yeah, everyone who's been
you
hurt
blo-
can't
you,
heal right
you bring the sword
Oh,
down.
I can because I got hit with a sword, not not the
yeah.
product.
You bring
Yeah.
the sword down as it kind of goes to block the sword, and you kind of just twist it out of the way a little bit, smacking into it like down across its chest. And this time, you get a really good hit and impale it into the body of its chest. As you kind of see, like, it's crawling up the like blade almost to get to you, like bringing itself deeper into it. As it kind of hisses and snarls, as like that, like it's dropped the longsword. As its 2 claws like come up and like just touch you barely on the throat, as you can feel these like cold, lifeless hands, and it feels as though for a second it would draw out your soul, but then the power fades and it kind of just stops.
So
So we're not in
down.
combat
Did it?
anymore?
You're not in
Is
combat.
that what you're telling me?
Because I just realized, yeah, my sword. We found this out earlier. This counts as magical weapon.
Yeah.
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 So this one was the
you
one-
were doing very
yeah.
good damage to it.
So when it slumps down, Red sets the glaive on the side, grabs his axe, walks over, and repeatedly chops at its head.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm just gonna hold it out, let you do that, and then just.
And Tim is gonna in Orcish say thank you to Red, and then turn to Nokren and in common and say, "Thank you for not missing, because I missed terribly there."
I mean, big sword, small hallway. It was more I was gonna hit it, just how much.
Fair enough.
And then just sort of like try and use my shield to sort of push it off the sword.
Just like
Yeah. Ew. I'm gonna clean this later. And then I can pick up
Rufus?
my glaive.
Yes.
How you doing over there?
Alive.
Good. Glad to hear it.
I'm still kind of up on the wall, slide down. Well,
So,
Should I go back to
Wait,
searching?
I'm not gonna use that yet.
how many rooms do we have left on this side?
Great.
Oh my lord.
Down to business.
Yep.
Okay. There's one room on this side.
Two of you
Then-
feel very unhealthy, but not the worst you could be.
I'm going to check out the doors real quick.
I mean,
feel
I can't heal them, so I can't do anything
No,
about
you
that.
can't.
For about 42 seconds, Red is just sitting there chopping at the head and body.
Okay. None of the doors seem anything particular. I was gonna give you at least this side of the area. It seems as if, like, majority of these rooms here were storage rooms. One of them, though, stands out for Grits! One is an old room filled with old wine racks and wine bottles.
I like to drink too.
I'm gonna
No touchy?
after he's done hacking at the body, I'm gonna do an investigation on the body and just see if it's got anything on it.
How much of the body is left?
I mean,
Yeah.
probably not a lot. You don't find much left on there. It doesn't seem like
Oh,
anything
okay.
of any value. It had the old long sword, which is kind of a little rusty and stuff, that it was kind of stabbing into you. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like it was giving you tetanus, though. At least.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I just sort of look at the wound like,
Why don't we talk about the wine room in a second, though? Why don't we take our break, because I just noticed the time.
Yes.
We've
Yeah.
Been going 2 hours.
Yes,
yeah.
we've been going 2 hours.
First break doesn't exist. I don't think it's happened yet.
No,
It happened once. It
Look,
happened
look,
once.
Look,
But it
look.
was an hour and a half in,
Yes.
not an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've almost settled in like one break at an hour and a half, and I'm like, and that's kind of, I was hoping to do that, but we got into this entire thing, and I just, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna take a quick break, like 5 or so minutes, get a drink, go to the bathroom, get a snack, and we'll be back, and we'll continue the amazing whatever they're gonna find down here now that they've
Not much
got
with
rid of
these
this
rolls.
guy. We'll find out, for sure. So we'll
Yeah,
see you
we'll
in a
find
couple
out.
minutes. Bye, everyone.
Oh.
Oh.